Nobody can take away that from me, that I will be India's first Mrs. World. At that time, people did not come out with their relationships, especially in the field of glamour. Because at that time, we were told that, oh, don't say that you have a boyfriend, or don't say that you're married. When you say that, oh, my husband is not allowing me, it means that he is in charge of whatever it is that you're doing or not doing. I believe that beauty should not just be of a certain height or a certain skin color. Social media plays a big role in amplifying anything that we are doing today. There are a couple of girls who are very strong contenders to be semi-finalists for Marvelous Mrs. India. However, they are not participating because their husbands are not allowing them. Where women are restricted to doing what the family or the husband wants them to do. घर की बहू ये नहीं करती है या वो नहीं करती. Why?
Aditi Govitrikar, thank you for joining us today at midday. I want to ask you first thing is, how do you feel today? Like, you've achieved things in life which is so great, and such specifically, I think inspires so many women. So, how do you feel about that?
Firstly, thank you, Surbi, for having me on midday. I'm feeling fantastic. Really, it feels like a dream come true. I'm still pinching myself to, check if what I have just read a couple of days back, whether it's real or not. Being invited as a judge for Mrs. World, which is the biggest pageant for married women in Las Vegas, is truly like, oh my God, is this really happening? So I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to the trip. And it is pretty much, it just fits right because my pageant, my own pageant, which I launched recently called Marvelous Mrs. India, that's happening on 14th of Jan. I finished that, 15th I wind up, and 16th I leave for Vegas. So it just has, fallen in place very beautifully. And Las Vegas was the place where I got my crown. So again, it's a memorable, it is going to be a memorable trip for me.
You actually studied medical psychology and stuff like that, and then you are also somebody who is known as the first Indian woman to become the Miss World in 2001. Your name is actually Dr. Aditi Govitrikar, right? So when you think of all of that, what made you decide that you want to go pursue modeling, or you want to, participate in these pageants? And what, as for you, also inspires women of different age groups? Because specifically, like when we talk about Mrs. World title for married women, what makes you think, what are the differences that lie there? What are the thought processes that come up in the picture?
So, being a doctor was my dream, and modeling just happened. But I continued to model and act because it remained a challenge to me being an introvert. Now, where Mrs. World was concerned, that was a turning point, so to say, not only for me, but for most married, for married women, the whole, because at that time, people did not come out with their relationships, especially in the field of glamour. Because at that time, we were told that, oh, don't say that you have a boyfriend, or don't say that you're married. So it was all hidden. And here I said, no, I will go as a married woman, because why should we married women think that, oh, shadi matlab is not good for our glamour career? Why that? And thankfully now things have changed where we have girls who are babies who are doing main leads, etc., which is fantastic. So I really have enjoyed this whole journey. And today I created my own beauty pageant because I know that with the knowledge I have of psychology, of medicine, so human body, and as experienced judge of over 500 beauty pageants, I have so much that I can offer. There's so much that I can do for married women of India. And it's not only married. We also take separated, divorced, and widowed women. So, because I believe that there is no pageant, so to say, for, everybody in that sense. So we've done away with that. We've also done away with height, weight, skin color, all these criteria we've done away with, language, because I believe that beauty should not just be of a certain height or a certain skin color or a certain language. I want to do away with that stereotypical definition of beauty. And that's the reason why I launched this.
You were a part of it as a contestant in 2001. Times have changed in 23 years almost. And, you can sense the difference when you see people participating in now. If you could just, give us examples of those differences that, things have changed. And I wish these differences were there back then when I was a participant myself.
See, a better answer would be once I come back after I experience the pageant. But overall, what I see in these last few years is social media plays a big role in amplifying anything that we are doing today. So when I won Mrs. World or when I did Big Boss or Khatron Ke Khiladi, not too many people know about it even today because they didn't see that journey. Whereas on social media now you can record your journey step by step. वहां पे बस लोगों को पता है कि Mrs. World हुआ था, but there are no reels that I'm laughing with my women friends over there or nothing like that.
Yeah.
That journaling did not happen. That memory of lifetime is not there anymore, unfortunately. So that is a big change that I see. Also, that time I went there and I met the contestants. Now on social media, contestants are already, they are announced that, okay, so and so is representing this country. So everybody around the globe, whoever is participating, knows who the contestants are. So that also, I guess, mentally, you can prepare better to know that this is the competition. Whereas we were just thrown in the dark and chalo, this is how it is. These are your co-contestants. So that's a big change that has occurred.
I agree that the society is changing. People are more outspoken. In fact, women are more outspoken about their thoughts. That there are still certain challenges in their head, as a married woman or as a mother or as a family woman, that, okay, I have to look after these things even if I'm participating. Something like that.
Well, yes. I mean, not the participants who have already with me, but there are a couple of girls who are very strong contenders to be semi-finalists for Marvelous Mrs. India. However, they are not participating because their husbands are not allowing them. They are very, very keen. Financially, they are okay, but the husbands are just not willing to allow, so to say, for this girl to fulfill her dream, which I feel very strongly about because I'm like, why? So that's what I tell people, that find out. Maybe they are right in why they're saying no. But one needs to understand. Because when you say that, oh, my husband is not allowing me, it means that he is in charge of whatever it is that you're doing or not doing. It then becomes like a power game, so to say.
Correct.
Why? What is the requirement or why is it happening? So you need to communicate and find out, okay, this is your dream. This has been your childhood dream to participate in a beauty pageant and walk the runway. And then somebody from your family is not allowed. So I think communication is the key here. And this part definitely needs to change.
What was your thought process like at that point of time that you think that, women these days I wish that you still feel that, when you see women out there, even till date, they might have got some thought restrictions and you will like, I wish they had these kind of thought processes that I had back then because I could still do it. Why can't these women do it even now? Do you go through that process?
So I don't think in that manner, but I do feel that I was lucky that as a child, my parents supported my dream. So then people said that, oh, but you wanted to be a doctor, which was a norm at that time. And I point out that no, I wanted to be a doctor, not my parents. They didn't push me to be a doctor. Secondly, the proof lies in the fact that my brother is a chef. So, they just they had that kind of mindset where they said that you got to choose your profession and that gives you joy. So when I shifted from medicine to modeling, my family completely supported me. And I've been very blessed that my family has always been very supportive in whatever I do or whatever I choose to do. They don't say, no, you can't do this. Nobody puts a stop like that to me. Maybe it is me as a person, that the way I explain, or it is thanks to them that they are so okay and open about new things that I keep doing. And I keep experimenting. Like, 8 years back, I decided to do psychology. Of all the things, I went back to college. 4 years back, I decided to go to Harvard. That chalo, Harvard se degree lete, because that's the best, so to say, in this field. So let me do a Ivy League school. So I've been very fortunate, and even my children, they're very supportive, and they say that, Mama, you go and do it. Don't worry about us. We will take care of the whole stuff. So where women are restricted to doing what the family or the husband wants them to do, my request to them is this only, that you need to talk, you need to communicate, you need to make them understand if there is something that you feel passionate about, and then they're not allowed to do because it's a family rule, or it's hey, घर की बहू ये नहीं करती है या वो नहीं करती. Why? What is the reason for it? I think communication becomes a key point.
I remember watching you in the TV and in cinemas and stuff like that. But you really had that point when you mentioned that I wish I did not say no to Yashraj and could actually go and meet him. But you did not do it. I would not go back to that story. I think it's already been talked about. But now, if you have that choice, do you think, if given a chance, you would get back to acting?
Acting. So it's not like I'm not acting. Mismatch 3 is coming up, and then I'm doing one series for Hotstar, which will release in June or July. So that work is constantly parallelly going on because that's something I enjoy too.
So, do you think OTT is a very great platform right now because everybody, like even the biggest of the stars, are coming into OTT? Everybody is coming around, and it's a very great platform for different people to come out with their creative work. So, do you feel that's a
Yes.
great boost for people? And what is your idea about it? How has it been helping
I
you?
think I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Sure, there is magic when you watch a film on a 70 screen. That has its charm. However, with OTT, what happens is that it is in the palms, right? In your hand. You can carry it with you wherever. Like I watch a lot of OTT when I'm flying, for example. If I'm not reading or if I'm not sleeping, then I watch a lot of OTT because that gives me the time to kind of unwind also, which you couldn't do with a film or TV. Besides that, for us actors, it's just given us so much work. There is so much that is such good content that is there now, that you can pick and choose. Because earlier on, especially for women, it used to be you do the main lead and then you transition to being a mother. Whereas now there are interesting roles. You can, just like that Taboos film which happened recently. I mean, that was a brilliant role. Delhi Crime. Those kind of roles are they were very far and few in between where big films were concerned. But OTT, it's a norm. So it's a great thing for women actors too.
Midday did a sit with list with a interview with Sushmita Sen, and she mentioned that once a Miss Universe, always a Miss Universe. So I think that applies to you as well. Once a Miss World, always a Miss
Mine
World.
is different. Mine is different. I will say first Mrs. World, always first Mrs. World. Nobody can take away that from me. That I will be India's first Mrs. World.
That
always.
is so true. That exactly. Even I read about it, I was like, oh my God, she's the first Miss World ever that India ever had back in 2001, and you're still as pretty as ever that anybody can look at you. So
Thank you.
I'm really excited. Looking forward to all the pageants coming forward, all the work that you've been doing, even for animals, for through PETA and all of that. And I hope we get to see you more on screen. And good luck to you on that. And I hope you enjoy the
Thank you so
conversation. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.